choices would be Ange Kwame versus Xavier Lucero.
Ooh, I think I have to go with Xavier Lucero with this one.
Xavier Lucero, okay. And?
Because, well, it's his first time in the UAP. But he's already made an impact right away. Kahit yung first game niya, he wasn't really that well. Pero nung he adjusted well, nung naging okay na siya with the crowd and all of that. Like galing eh. I really enjoyed how he plays. And he's gonna bring UP to that level. Siguro.
You think?
Maybe. Let's see.
Inunahan ka sa choice, Bea. You can I don't know. What do you think about this?
You know, actually, I have to agree with Gelo. I mean, Ange Kwame, we all know that he still is producing those monster double-doubles as usual, despite the fact, you know, that a lot of the limelight is on the guards in the past few games, but you know he's still there producing the numbers. But Xavier Lucero is I think the biggest revelation in the UAAP. I mean, we all know that UP got so many blue chip recruits, but Xavier Lucero, we didn't really know much about his past just because he came from Cal State Maritime Academy in the States. But
could have been an Atenean.
Could have been an Atenean. That's right. He chose to go with the UP Fighting Maroons, and you know he's second in the MVP race. And you know one of the main reasons why they're on an 8-0 run is because
Okay.
of Xavier Lucero.
So this is not just a UP pick.
No.
Walang bias.
Okay. Sige, sinisigurado ko lang. That's my job. Okay, let's go with the second choice. Jerome Lastimosa versus LJ Gonzalez. Ako, ganda dyan. Sige, dito muna ako sa kaliwa ko.
Okay.
I'll start with Bea for this one. Jerome Lastimosa, LJ Gonzalez, if you had to choose.
Yeah, well, you know, both are really spitfire guards, but I have to go with Jerome Lastimosa just because of his heart. I mean, we've seen how he has really gotten that leadership role for the Adamson Soaring Falcons, despite the fact that, you know, they lost games maybe with a margin of around less than 3 points in so many games in the first round. We've seen him explode in that game yesterday. Scoring, I think he had that monster fourth quarter. I think he scored around 9 or 10 points, and that allowed them to get that allowed them to get back into that ball game versus the NU Bulldogs. So I really admire how he has gotten that leadership role and you know has been really taking charge for the Adamson Soaring Falcons, despite them not really having the best of standings currently.
Well, they are on a 2-game winning streak.
Exactly.
And those 2 wins, you can credit to him.
That's right.
Does that mean you're going with him also? Anong yes?
I might have. No, I really appreciate yung ginagawa ni Jerome Lastimosa, but I think I have to go with LJ.
Oh,
why?
Okay.
Why would you go against Bea?
Hindi, kasi with LJ, because for FEU, everyone's highlighting RJ Abarientos, and even Royce Alforque for those 3 guards. But medyo underrated for me si LJ.
Good point.
He's been that guy pag wala si RJ, pag wala si Royce Alforque.
That's right.
If someone needed scoring, nandun si LJ. When someone needs to defend the best guard of the other team, LJ is there. LJ gives that for FEU, and yung energy pa rin na pag wala yung dalawa, si LJ nagko-cover for that.
Okay. Won't argue with that.
Yeah.
Speaking of RJ Abarientos, isama na natin siya sa mga choices. Our next one, RJ Abarientos and Shawnee Winston, who just scored 33 points
in 3
yesterday,
quarters,
right? RJ also scored 33 points not too long ago. Okay, unahin kita.
I'll go with RJ Abarientos.
Okay.
Just because, you know, he can score, he can create and everything, but with Shawnee Winston, I still feel his inconsistency.
Okay.
That's why I didn't really choose him. But in terms of RJ Abarientos, again, he's been a scorer, he's been creating for FEU, he's been a bucket. So, he's been a focal point for the offense of FEU right now. So, it may not be translating in the wins and losses, pero kitang-kita, RJ is that guy for FEU.
The wins and losses, does that affect your choice here in this one?
I think I have to disagree with Gelo on this one. I'd go with Shawnee Winston.
Okay.
On the perspective of him, you know, adjusting his game. You know, he had that 22-point game in his first game for LaSalle, and he automatically became, you know, the focal point of the defense of LaSalle. But I think that's also one of the reasons why his points dwindled in the previous games in the first round. But what I like is how he was able to adjust. I think that Holy Week break really allowed him to, you know, watch those watch those films, adjust his game. And we saw that yesterday when he scored 33 points in just 3 quarters versus UST. So I think that there's a lot more improvement for him, and I think he's a matchup problem at his position. So, you know, a lot of good things will be coming for Sean Winston.
All right, I'm gonna make it tougher for both of you
All right.
again. Richie Rivero, Dave Ildefonso. Oh, yes. Yes, you cannot
Let's go,
get out
Jag.
of this one. Yeah. Okay, Gelo, go ahead.
I think I have to go with, sorry sa mga UP fans, I think I have to go with Dave.
Okay.
I have to go with Dave.
Okay.
Again, not to discredit Richie, he's been playing well, lalo nang start ng second round. He's been that guy for UP pa rin, lumalabas yung laro niya. But with Dave, knowing the system of Coach Tab, lahat has to have the ball and everything. Pero he still stands out there. You know, meaning na parang you see him be there for when they needed that guy, a guy who needs to score, needs to create. Dave's that guy for them. You know,
Okay.
kahit sabihin mong yung UP naman kasi, they have a lot of tools, they have a lot of, sabi nga nilang, bala. But I think mas nagsa-stand out for me si Dave.
Okay. Do you agree?
You know,
Disagree?
I mean, I agree with his point that Dave Ildefonso, coming from NU, from a superstar to, you know, incorporating to the system and the balanced
Yeah.
playing minutes of Ateneo, that really is, you know, a big advantage for Dave Ildefonso. But for Richie Rivero, you know, I really admire how, number one, he's been able to adjust his game mid in the season. He started out a little bit inconsistent,
Yeah.
but then towards the latter portion of the first round and in the past 2 games in the second round, you've really seen him, I think, mature more, really embrace that leadership role. After that dismal season, I think in season 82, I think he's really shining bright. And we're seeing that Richie Rivera 2.0 after the
Okay,
Lasal
alright.
days. So I really like and admire how he's really embraced that leadership role for you.
Now, you know, this is just warming you guys up. Dahil
Meron pa.
yung next round, yun yung gusto ko talaga makita, yung konting tension between